come and have a look underneath the 350. Hope if it's rusty, we hope it's not. So here we go. Oh, I have just bought it. So we've got the two fan connect. Good morning, well, afternoon even, afternoon. You're gonna have to forgive my horrible mop on my head. I booked in a hairdresser's, barber's, sorry, and I turned up and he wasn't there. So I'm gonna have to deal with this mop on me. If you pick me upside down, you could probably clean the kitchen with me right now. So you're gonna have to just kind of ignore that for the whole of this video. But we're very excited to be starting the work on the 350Z. Today in this video, we're gonna be fixing the car and getting it ready for its MOT. First of all, this car's been sat for about 7 years and I have no idea. There is quite a lot of history with this car. And I'm not going to go through it because there's no point I want to do this anyway. But first of all, I don't know when that oil was last changed. And every time I start it, I'm getting a little bit worried because, oh, there's a cat. These cats, right, the neighbour's got like 2 or 3 cats and they just hate everyone. So I don't know what they do to the cats because cats normally love me, right? And this just, none of them want to say hello. Nah, don't give a fuck. So, first thing we're gonna do is, let's just change the oil. Now, the worst thing about buying a new car is like finding just like the niggly bits of how to jack it up, if there's any under trays, where to jack it up, where not to jack it up. If it's rusty, we hope it's not. I'm hoping this is gonna fit on, okay, it's not gonna fit under the bumper. Okay, we finally got it in the air. So, let's use this time to see if my skills of rust checking while the car's not in the air was good enough. So let's come and have a look underneath the 350. So this is called like the K-brace or whatever it's called. Like, it's just basically it's an unbolt stuff. It looks bad, I'm not gonna lie, but it's literally solid and you can just see how long the car has been off the road. You can see these little supports here. I don't know what they support, like exhaust supports. They are pretty rusty and they will need changing. And the sill of the car is all intact, not crumpled, not rusty. Frame of the car here is all good. The frame of the car here, look at that, that's all good all the way down. But these, just see the little brackets and stuff. So this is just like a exhaust bracket. It's like all the brackets here, that like unbolt, they're like literally falling apart. And same again on this side. It looks, you know, from a first point of view, it actually does look pretty bad. But that's just a catalytic converter. This is that brace that I told you about, which unbolts. But again, on this side, the chassis, the frame, the sill, literally all really good. And coming around the back of the car, it's the exact same again. I actually managed to properly have a look underneath because the back's not low on these. Same again, the braces, stupid little exhaust brackets and stuff, rusted beyond belief, but the actual legs and the chassis itself are surprisingly clean considering how long it's sat. So I'm happy with that considering the price we paid. I'm going to have another proper look when we get it on a ramp, but for the time being, let's just change this oil. This is the first time showing you under the, has it got struts or? Are they supposed to have struts? Oh no. I think that ungreased, it feels like it should have struts. Not much room to do absolutely anything in. Not gonna lie, not really looking forward to working on this, but for now we have got some more service things we are going to see if we can fix that fan today, but for now we should see if we can change the oil. So I'm guessing the oil filter is accessible from underneath the car. Okay, if we come right into the car, there is the drain bolt. The oil filter is just there. So you can possibly get it through here, but I feel like with how long this has been on, I'm probably gonna have to take the under tray off to get a proper tool on there. Because I definitely feel like that's gonna be tough to come off. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna remove this under tray here. This car needs to go on a ramp and have a proper jet wash. Because just dirt and cobwebs literally everywhere. So this is where the real struggle of buying a car that's been sat for 7 years shows. All these little 10 mils that you need to get off to get the under tray off. They're just rounding beyond belief. Okay, so although I probably thank the owner for leaving this under tray because it probably would have rusted the shit under there, it's got to go. And none of the bolts are unscrewing from their tabs, they're just spinning the tab. Means that it's, well, it's getting off the under tray, but not the correct way. Is these tabs which have just basically rusted themselves to the bolts underneath, and those tabs would obviously sit in this front bumper here. So is that going in the bin? I'm not sure, I feel like it should, but that's good. We've got no oil on there, no big puddles of oil. This is good news. So here we are. Absolutely disgusting. That belt needs changing massively, but here we are underneath the 357 engine. Just look at all like is that like from moisture and mold just sat on the gearbox. Absolutely disgusting, but everything seems pretty solid. A little bit surface rusty, not gonna lie, but the main bits are surface rusty. The bolts, the bits that you can unbolt, like look at the legs are solid, which is good news. I'm touching all these spider webs and I'm getting freaked out. Let's just do this oil change. So now we can access the oil filter and the drain plug. These things are absolute lifesavers. Just going to crack the filter off just to make sure we can actually get it off. To be fair, it's actually a really small filter, but it's coming, so that's good. So what we can do is get the oil drain in here and let's drain the oil. Okay, let's see. I can't wait to see the state of this. I actually cannot wait to see the state of this. Oh, it's black. It's definitely black. It's not too bad though, and there's no coolant in there, which is the best thing. This is getting heavy now. I'm gonna have to, oh please, oh no, I can't put it down on the jack. I need more of the hand, guys. It's gonna go everywhere. Another thing to when you drain oil, get your foam light, shine it through the oil, and see if you see any like metallic, and then you can see any metal shavings, but I also can't see any of that, so this is good news. Okay, that's good news. Let's crack off the oil filter, change the oil filter, get up the top, and change over some more. We've got some Shell 530 oil, and we've got a man oil filter, which are tiny, by the way. These things are tiny. Okay, so we're all oiled up. Made a little bit of a mess, but it's fine. At least we know for next time. I have just bought it. Well, good job I fucking bought one, isn't it? So luckily I bought an air filter. I've no idea how this goes in because I've not took it out. I'm guessing like that. I've just bought a standard air, but a lot of people put chrome filters and stuff on these. Personally, if it's an NA car and it's not mapped, just put an air filter in there. Just keep the standard air box. They run way better and way smoother with the standard air box. You start putting cone filters on cars that are either not mapped or NA, they just make the car run lumpy as anything. I remember in my Subaru I put a cone filter on and it just ran so much worse. And most NA cars, if you put a cone filter on, it's going to mess up the mass sensor, it's going to mess up the readings, and it's just going to run rich. So I always say, if you're not bothered about the noise and you're not really bothered about getting extra power like most NAs, just keep the standard airbox, unless you've got a turbo and you want some flutter noises. I get that. Other than that, just keep the standard airbox. Right, let's give her a crank, see how she's feeling and smelling. Smell it. Lovely. I feel so much better now that oil's been changed, and it's got a damn air filter on it. There is a bit of a rattle from a heat shield on the exhaust. Oh, she sounds so much better. Oh my god, that sounds so much better. I usually hate the sounds of 350s. Oh yeah. So first up, we're going to see if the fans are actually working. So do that, turn the car on, press the AC, come back here, see if the fans are working. Turn the AC on. So the fans aren't working. Well, the fans aren't kicking on. So let's check. First, the easiest thing, which is the fuses. Okay, so there are a bunch of fuses just down here in the glove box. That's all in Japanese. I'm not sure why this car isn't an import, but I've managed to find a fuse box online. I've checked all those fuses are good. And there's actually nothing related to the fan. There's a few aircon ones in there, but they're fine. Under here is the battery, and there's a few more fuses and relays in here. So what we're going to do is, we're going to have a look at all these. Failing that, if they seem fine, we're going to get our multimeter and we're going to test the connection going to the fans when the aircon's on and see if we're getting power. If we're then getting power, then it's going to be the fans themselves. But there's two different fans, and I believe they're on different motors, so it's going to be really unlikely that, well, let's just say. Okay, all the fuses in there are good. There's two fan fuses, so now we need to go to the actual fan itself and start testing the connectors and see if it's getting power. If it is getting power at the main connector, we need to go to the fan itself. If it's still getting power at the fan itself, then we know it's the fans that are the issue. So I'm going to get the GoPro, I'm going to show you how to do that. So we've got the two fan connectors. So we've got the two fan connectors here. So I'm right under the car. We've got one fan here, and we've got this one which goes to this fan over here. So just pull the connectors out. There's 4 wires on there. One will be a main power, one will be a signal, and like 2 grounds. I don't really know, but all you got to do is we've got to find the pin that's got power. It's usually going to be the red one. So we've got a red, yellow, mainly yellow, and a red one. That's probably going to be a signal. 2 blacks, like grounds signal. I don't know if I can know, but we need to find the power. So this one here is mainly red, and we've got a couple on this one which are a couple blacks, a blue and a yellow. So one of the blue is going to be the power and one of the yellow is going to be the signal again. So what we're going to do is I set up a little multimeter here. We can ground it off one of the arms there, and we can just going to prod the pin in one of these ones. So I'm going to go and start the car, turn the AC on, and we should be getting power to one of these pins, one on each one. So let's go and do that. So the aircon is on. So I'm going to do fan 1, and we've got power. I've not got the best connection, but I am getting like 13-14 volts. Let's go on the other one, and we've got power. We're getting 13 volts there as well. So the car is now telling the fans to kick in, and they're obviously not. So let's work back. We're going to work up that line a little bit more, take off the top connector and do the same from there, and make sure there's nothing in that wiring. If I'm still getting power there, then it's the fans themselves. So I've literally checked the power at the connectors going right into the fan, and when the car's hot and when the AC's on, they're both getting 14 volts. So it must be the fans. It has to be the fans themselves. But for now, I can't go any further. I think we're gonna have a look at some fans tonight on Facebook, but that is an issue. I need them fans working. I really do need them fans working. It's a good job we're getting power there, but why both of them have gone, it is a little bit confusing to me. It has been sat for 7 years, so they could have just corroded inside, or because they've literally not started for 7 years. Because don't forget, if them fans kick in, the car needs to be hot. I don't know if this car's ever got to operating temperature like that in a while, other than the other week when it overheated. So yeah, please let me know in the comments below if I'm missing something. But for now, I'm going to look at some fans. Thanks for watching, everyone. I love you all. And we'll see you in the next video when we get the car ready for its MOT, get the new wheels on, and hopefully get it driving. But we need to fix this fan.